What's up, everyone? I am Shine, and today we are going to be talking about this latest creation. And I call it dirty laundry. Okay, now I'm going to get into the details on why I call it that, but let's see what it's giving. Hold on. And inside, um, you can't really see the inside in this angle right now. And maybe the lighting, but it's okay. Because everything on the outside is really just a reflection on the inside. Okay, now, this is called dirty laundry. Now, and I've been, if you follow me and stuff, I know, my messages be, all over the place sometimes, and, be at random moments where I'm just accumulating and expressing things out that I learned from myself. But lately, I've been directing that energy within myself and to finally realizing who I am and, and what I can do. So, I'm in my craftsmanship era. Okay. I'm in my craftsmanship era. Okay. And, really working with my hands now. So always, shine in darkness. It's shining from within, moving with intention. Okay. And make everything make sense. So no matter what, I go through and the experiences that I might perceive in as a difficult experience, I tend to let that go and see what I'm really about, see what I'm made of, see what I can make from this. So I've been crocheting and weaving, and this piece is called Dirty Laundry specifically because while I've been, getting into crochet and weaving, I've been wanting to create things for myself, and making it make sense is the things I care about. And, that's what I wear. So where my attention is going is essentially what I care about. So this in general here, I got a little obsessed with my craftsmanship and wanting to create and create and create and create and create. And as a woman, that's what we do. We amplify shit. We magnify, okay? And I didn't really understand that as a good thing. I thought that was a bad thing. And that's that's the flunked outness. That's what doesn't make any sense. Why would I think that? So it's about reworking my perception about how I am able to magnify things and magnify what's really important to me and to myself and what I carry. Okay, so in the process of being a craftsman or craftswoman, craftswomanship, I bought a lot of acrylic yarn because it was cheap and, it was accessible. It was resourceful, so that I can, start practicing on weaving things into my existence and attracting things that are better and for myself, So with that relationship that I observed within, I figured out that acrylic yarn is synthetic yarn. So when I started to want to make things for myself to wear, I'm like, holy shit, I cannot be wearing acrylic yarn on my body, especially out here in Florida, because it's hot and that shit gets into your bloodstream, you know? So it's like, nah, like, it's like getting into that realization, like, oh, smack. Like, I accumulated all this shit and none of this shit is really good for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Okay, it's big reflecting here. Like, go inside, like, oh shit. You've done some shit. You've done a lot of shit. So instead of, like, you know, being a victim about it and stuff like that and crying about it, I, you know, use that gain to really create a new perspective for myself. And now, you know, I make accountability. You know, I go into my account and take myself in there, you know, because I'm able to do that. I'm able to use my account and gain a new perspective because I am the storyteller of it. So this, which leads me to this creation right here, you know, using this unnatural material, right, that is already here, you know, and doing something about it. And I, you know, at first I was like, oh shit, this is really bad for my bloodstream. All I want to do is freaking burn it. You know, burning it. But it's non-biodegradable, meaning that it can never really like dissolve and destroy itself like naturally and decompose and stuff like that. So burning it will actually release chemicals into the air. So I'm like, oh snap, I can't do that. And you know, that led me into like seeing it in my way and metaphysically, like I'm not, you know, crop dusting my atmosphere. So like, you know, we got to do something practical with this material that is already here. And, you know, using it for practical, you know, in a practical way, where now I can use this to put my dirty laundry in, because why? That makes sense. This is synthetic, unnatural material. And it is, you know, kind of like metaphysically, like synthetic thoughts and feelings, foreign thoughts and feelings that are not even yours. Like, you know, and embracing your own way. And that starts as, you know, being a craftsman or a craftswomanship and telling that story about that experience. So, yeah. That's why I made it. And, you know, this is one way that I use my boundary, and I'm being resourceful, and, you know, is really showing me how I can, you know, clear my own water, clear my own emotions, and see through that so that I can make sense, make something, make it make sense, making it up, literally, and doing it for what's, you know, best for me in my life and stuff. And, you know, it's like capturing the moment, capturing the fact that, you know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and in no way that I'm better than anybody else. But the fact that I, you know, went through that, I was able to really come up and show up and create space for myself so that I can amplify my shine. Okay? And that's just using my boundary and creating things that represent who I am. Okay? What experiences that I'm going through, what memories that I'm, capturing in the water, so yeah. I just wanted to come on here and talk about it and share this perspective on how I use my boundary. I create a new perspective for myself by focusing on what I am doing here in the first place. Okay, period. Now, yeah. Peace out.